All right, folks, how we doing? I got lots of projects going on here. I'm making the cutting boards and the snack racks, and now I'm going to introduce another project. It's called the Ultra Push, the next generation in the Octo Push series. So this is the original Octo Push with 8 rubber feet, and then I did the Octo Push Extreme, which is a variation of that design with more rubber feet and the added functionality of mid-panel stock feeding. And then this one is for making thin rips on the table saw. Same pattern. So I already made a video for these push sticks, and I explained why I designed them this way and why they work well for me. I've tested it thoroughly over the course of the past year. I was concerned about these rubber feet and how they would wear with daily use, and I would say that it's held up pretty well, and I haven't had to replace any of these bumpers. The foam grip seems to be wearing a little bit, but it's held together pretty okay. That is replaceable. So overall, I would give the design an A+. I don't really see much room for improvement. The rubber feet work great. It does what I thought it would do. But there are different preferences for what people want in a push stick, and there is no universal design for the best push stick in the world because there are so many variations in table saw technique and other factors like perception of safety and comfort level. And even the size of the person makes a big difference too. I'm 6'2", and the angle of this handle just feels comfortable for my working height. But if you're 4'2", you might want a handle that sticks up more because your arms are going to be at a different level. So that's the point I just want to make. There is no universal best push stick design in the world because there are many factors that go into that. Skill level, technique, perception of safety, and working height. So this design works really well for me, and you can download this pattern for free, and I'm selling the rubber feet in kit form with the plastic screws and the grips so that you can make this product. So whatever design you prefer in terms of shape and size, using the rubber feet will make it better because you get more traction and you can do more with the push stick with that added traction. So in this new design for the Ultra Push, I'm making it a bit more mechanically complicated. This is the main drawing here. So I'm doing 2 rows of rubber feet, and then it's going to have a retractable stop. So this is template A, and I'm using Baltic birch for that part, for the handle. Template B is the retractable stop, which will also be made out of that birch plywood. And it's going to have a hole for a 1/4 inch plastic screw, which I don't have yet. I ordered these in the mail. It's going to be made from nylon. So that's another feature of my design, is that everything is plastic and rubber and wood. There are no metal parts embedded to increase the blade contact risk. And then template C is the tracks for the rubber feet. So I'm doing 9 rubber feet on each track, and I'm using hard maple. For that, I'm going to cut it into strips. And then this is just an outline of the grip. So I'm making the grip larger so it gets more coverage over here. So for the rubber feet, I had these custom made to my specifications. I had them made for the cutting boards in a soft silicone material that has really good gripping ability on the surface. So I want to test these out and see how they work for my push stick design. It is softer, so I don't know if the durability will be an issue with these, but I want to see if I can get more traction with them and I like the fact that they can come in the safety orange color for more visibility, and that increases the safety factor some, which is a good thing. So that's my new design, new rubber feet, new prototype, new experiment. So I'm going to be doing a small production run of these. I don't know how many I'm going to make, but I'm going to do a timed analysis just to keep track of, what it takes to produce these, and then I'll try to sell them, see what the finished product is going to sell at, and then see, if it's marketable that way. And I'm also going to sell the kits, so you can just buy the rubber feet, to make the same product with the plastic screws and the foam grips. So that's what I'm doing here, the Ultra Push. So I changed the design a little bit. This is still a design work in progress. So the shape of the retractable stop is changed, and I might have to tweak it again after I build the first prototypes. So I don't know how many I'm going to make here. This is really just an experiment, and I should be doing other jobs, but I really wanted to test these rubber feet out to see how they perform, and yeah. Well, what do you know? Train's here. Okay, so this is my first prototype that I'm testing out, and I'm ready to make another template for the retractable stop. So I changed the design again for the third time. I changed the spacing of the rubber feet and space them out a little bit wider. So I'm doing 8 instead of 9. This part is kind of small, so this is the drawing in 1:1 scale. So I'm going to make a template like that and run that on the router table. A little bit tricky. So far, these rubber feet really seem to grip the surface really well, and they bounce around a lot more than the other rubber feet, which is kind of fun. So, Ultra Push. I don't know about the name. I just come up with these things. This thing is quite heavy, you know. I think that might be an advantage for stock feeding on the joiner. The vibration of the tool can be an issue when you're doing a heavy pass because, you know, even though, you know, you might have surface contact, the vibration can kind of move it around, and, you know, the rubber feet just make it better so, you know, you don't have things shifting while you're feeding it through. think it does what I want. I think it would work better if I could actually spring it, so I could apply more force with the spring instead of just gravity here. But I don't want to add metal parts. Could actually counterweight it. Oh, maybe I can come up with a spring here. Alright, this is improvising in progress here. I got this vinyl tubing, and I might be able to make a spring out of this, because it's kind of stiff. Yeah, but that's just the right amount of force I need right there. And I don't have to travel that far of a distance, so I'll see how this works. And I'll just drill a couple holes in there. Perfect. It just puts a little bit of pressure down so that you can feel it where it contacts. It's got a little bit of spring in it. So I made a spring out of a piece of tubing. It's just vinyl. There are other materials that might have more spring in it, but just wanted to test this out. It's kind of goofy. Okay, so I decided that the plastic tube spring is interesting, but it's just too goofy. I can't stand looking at it. And if I am going to use this on the table saw, the extra thing here is, just a hazard to get contacted with the blade. So I'm going to just take this off. There we go. Just needed to get the right size spring. It helps to have one of these assortments.